Hello, I'm Francesca, actress, singer, dancer, who loves to travel. As you can see from my pictures, when I'm on my travels, I enjoy trying the local cuisine, wine and beer. A shot of local schnapps also helps when you've overindulged slightly. I enjoy visiting places with lots of history, but I also enjoy exploring the great outdoors, and I'm a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. So please subscribe to my channel and follow me on my adventures. Let's have some fun together. See you soon! Good morning, everyone. So I've woken up, my hair is still curly, thank goodness, because as I said yesterday, it normally falls out within, an hour. So I was dreading that I was going to wake up and the perm wasn't going to have worked and my hair was going to be flat again. But it's all good. Today we're going into Munich and we're going to be looking at this very special church. I won't tell you what's in the church. I'll leave that as a surprise until we get to there. But it's got some pretty cool things. And we're going to look at a few other places. I'll show you around. Today's our final day in Munich. Tomorrow we are off to Salzburg. So this is our final day of seeing what we've got in Munich. On Wednesday we visited St. Michael's Church. You may recall me mentioning about King Ludwig's tomb being in the crypt there, but it was not open when we went. So today, we visited his tomb. Unfortunately, we were not allowed to take videos or pictures, so this is a picture I got off the internet. As you can see, his tomb is extraordinarily ornate. His brother Otto's tomb is also in the crypt, although despite having become king after Ludwig's death, his coffin is nowhere near as ornate. There are many other tombs in the crypt, one of which belongs to Renata of Lorraine. She was the wife of Wilhelm V, and she died in 1602. 1602, that's amazing. So today we're at another beer house, because that's what we like to do, and this one has been brewing its beer since 1328. It's very nice. What does everyone think of it?
Just taking my first sip.
Well, Mum's just having her first sip of her Radler.
It's very nice.
It's very nice.
Very refreshing.
She's got a Radler though, so it doesn't count.
A light, crisp taste. Not drying. For some of the beers can be a bit.
What do you think, Simon?
What's the word I'm looking for? Dehydrating. A bit dehydrating. But no, this is nice and light and crisp.
These ones are good. So I've got Dampfnudel, although this looks different to every Dampfnudel I've ever had in my entire life. Normally it's just a yeast dumpling, but this has some almonds and some almond like syrup along with the vanilla sauce, so it looks very tasty. Mum's got a child's meal, clearly, with her 2 frankfurts and some chips because she just really wanted some chips. And Simon, what have you got? Goulash, super. And is it good? Yummy, yummy. These are gebrannte Mandeln. They're almonds coated in a sugar cinnamon coating. The large building in front is the Museum of the 5 Continents. It was constructed between 1859 and 1865 for the Bavarian National Museum. I don't think the man in the photos looks too happy. The Feldherrnhalle,
or Field Marshal's Hall, is a large loggia built to commemorate Bavarian military leaders and soldiers who fell during the Franco-Prussian War. It was built between 1841 and 1844 on the site of one of the old city gates, the Schwabinger Tor. However, it is best known for being the site of the Beer Hall Putsch on the 9th of November 1923. This led to the death of 16 members of the Nazi Party. In 1933, when the Nazis took over, Hitler turned the Feldherrnhalle into a memorial to the Nazis killed during the failed putsch. A memorial to the fallen SA men was put up on its east side, opposite the location of the shootings. Passers-by were expected to hail the site with the Nazi salute. This is the Theatine Church of StKagetown. It was built between 1663 and 1690. The residence is the former royal palace of the Wittelsbach monarchs of Bavaria. The residence is the largest city palace in Germany and is today open to visitors for its architecture, room decorations and displays from the former royal collections. The complex of buildings contains 10 courtyards and displays 130 rooms. The three main parts are the Königsbau, the Alte Residenz, and the Fesselbau. The first buildings at this site were erected in the year 1385 and were financed by the township of Munich as a sanction for a failed uprising against Stephen III. This sturdy new castle, surrounded by wide moats and located at the very northeastern corner of the new double ring of town walls, replaced the difficult-to-defend Alterhof, or the Old Court, located in the middle of the town as residence of the Wittelsbach rulers. Around 1470, under Albert IV, the fortress walls and the gate in the north were built, followed by the construction of 2 turrets. The Gothic foundation walls and the basement vaults of the old castle, including the round pillars of the so-called ballroom cellar, are today the oldest surviving parts of the palace. After more than 4 centuries of development, the giant palace had practically replaced a whole former city quarter with barracks, a monastery, houses and gardens. It assembles the styles of the late Renaissance as well as of Baroque, Rococo and Neoclassicism. This is the National Theatre. It's a historic opera house, home of the Bavarian State Opera, Bavarian State Orchestra and the Bavarian State Ballet. There have been 3 theatres on this site. The first was finished in 1818, but unfortunately burnt down 5 years later in 1823. The second theatre opened in 1825, but it was completely destroyed in an air raid on the night of the 3rd of October 1943, which, funnily enough, is exactly 20 years to the day before my mum was born. The third and present theatre was finished in 1963, the year of my mum's birth, and it recreates Carl von Fischer's original neoclassical design from 1818, although it is a slightly larger scale. Peter's Church is a Roman Catholic parish church in the inner city of Munich. It is the oldest recorded parish church in Munich and presumably the originating point for the whole city. Before the founding of Munich as a city in 1158, there had been a church dating from at least the 400s on this site. 8th century monks lived around this church on a hill called Petersburgl. At the end of the 12th century, a new church in the Bavarian Romanesque style was consecrated and expanded in Gothic style shortly before the Great Fire in 1327, which destroyed the building completely. After its reconstruction, the church was dedicated anew in 1368. In the early 17th century, the 91-metre spire received its Renaissance steeple top and a new Baroque choir was added. The church was heavily damaged in World War II during the Allied bombing of Munich, and the full restoration was not completed until the year 2000. Here we find the glass coffin bearing the skeleton of Saint Mundita, sewn into a transparent body stocking covered with gold and jewels, with glass eyes staring upwards. Her remains have been here since their transfer from the Roman catacombs in 1675. She is believed to have been martyred in 310 AD, beheaded with a hatchet. In 1804, she was hidden away in a wooden box, but was put back on display in 1883. She is the patron saint of spinsters, and she may have once been beautiful, but today jewels cover her naked bones. In her hand she holds a glass container filled with dry blood, a relic of her martyrdom. Each year, on November 17th, a feast day is held in her honour, complete with a high mass and candle procession. It's amazing to think that these bones are over 1700 years old. Although I must say, she's a bit scary to look at with those glass eyes. In the early 16th century, Erasmus Grasser contributed the figure of Saint Peter to the high altar. I feel as though the Silence of the Lambs may have inspired this statue. That definitely looks like a costume made out of skin. Creepy. There were 4 confessionals in the church. Each had a gate in front of them with the name of the priest. The sign also listed which languages the priest spoke. So there was one that spoke Croatian, and then there was a few that spoke French, and there was another Italian, German, obviously, and a few English speakers. I thought that was really interesting. There was also this skeleton in the church, although unfortunately I couldn't actually find any information about who or what they were. In the Victorian market, and they have loads of, it's a market, and they've got loads of stalls with like meats and sausages and different kinds of food. So this one's an Austrian one. Oh yum. Look at all the meat, all the speck. But we're going to Austria tomorrow, so we don't need that. Eggs, butter. It's a fruit. This is a little butcher's. We've got so many stalls. Like, so many stalls. You could just eat things from everywhere. We have the exotic market. So that's got all the sort of Asian kind of foods. Oh, this looks like my kind of stall. Oh, Mediterranean. Oh, they'll have some really nice olives here. I bought some. Oh, look at those garlics. Massive. Look at them. All the olives. Now I know olives are a bit of a hit or miss sort of thing, but I love them. Mushrooms. Got loads. Wow. Yum. I also love mushrooms. Mushrooms and olives are so good. So these are the Pfifferlinge from Bavaria. And as you can see, we've got the beer stalls. Not beer stalls, beer garden, which is really nice actually. It's big as well. Because of course, we are in Germany, and one cannot go anywhere without spotting beer or a beer garden. Cheese stalls. What's this? Oh, this is cheese as well. I think French cheeses. Yummy. Some more cheese. My goodness, there's so much cheese. So it's just a really lovely market with lots to do, lots to eat, lots to see. Those are some gifts, and it's just really nice, and it's in a really nice position. It's like a 2-minute walk from the Marienplatz, so really close. And it's a nice place to just go and eat lots of food. Is that black garlic? I've never had black garlic. Ooh. Ooh, look at those grapes. Ooh, don't those grapes look tasty? Oh, yummy. Got a little water fountain. We've got a honey house. Gosh, loads of fruit and vegetables. To go with all. So you could just come here. Oh, they've got wine here as well. You could just come here and buy everything you need. Really, like literally everything. Don't need to go to a supermarket. Just go here. We've got some kids.
We love pumpkins over here. All of them. Admire the size of these olives. They're absolutely ginormous. Some pretty flowers and plants. What are these? Never seen these before. Does anyone know? And they even have a wine market. And I bloomin' love wine, but no one else does. It's very sad. No one else enjoys the wine in my family. So it's just me wanting all the wine. So I gave in to temptation and I bought some Hirsch sausages, so deer sausages. I'm looking forward to trying those, but I'm going to save them for later, I think. So we're back at Haxenbauer again because it was just so good, and we thought, well, we might as well treat ourselves one final time before we leave Munich. So I've got the Gorstel this time, which has pork and veal and potatoes and egg and gravy and, of course, kraut salad, sauerkraut. Simon's got the whole Hax thing with potato dumplings. Really need a dog for that bone. And then Mum has got potato soup.
Old Munich.
Old potato soup. And it has bacon.
Very tasty.
Very tasty. Tastes good? Good. So you're going to enjoy.
Big fun. Oh, apples on fire.
Apples on fire.
Still burning. What was the alcohol? Danke. What was the alcohol?
Remember what we were saying?
But it's because
You paid for the flambe.
Good evening, everyone. We're back in the hotel once again for the final night before we get to Austria tomorrow. Woo! We've not been to Austria since
For 21 months.
for 21 months, and we normally go at Christmas, every Christmas, and so we haven't been since before COVID. So it's been a long time. We're very excited. Very excited.
Holidays though.
Yeah, 2 cancelled holidays there. Two. It's been terrible. But it's all good because we're going to go there. We're going to see some friends and it's going to be fun. And to get me in the mood, I am drinking some Austrian wine currently. I actually got it yesterday, but I couldn't finish the bottle. So now I'm finishing the bottle. It's Grüne Veltliner. So, Grüne Veltliner by Müller from Gutweiger Berg. And, it won a gold. It's at the 26th Grand International Wine Awards last year. It won gold. So, it's pretty good. It's
Not bad for $20 a bottle in the
$20, 20 euros. Not bad for a 20 euro bottle in a bar. In a hotel bar at that, and they're always really expensive. But it's quite a dry wine. In general, I do prefer sweet wines, but this is a dry wine that I really enjoy. It's quite fruity, but it does have that sharpness that all dry wines have. But to accompany this, we also... These are the Austrian sausages with venison, or Hirsch, as they call it over here. And, oh my goodness, we've got these. I'm not really 100% sure what they are because I've never had them before. But they said that they were mini pumpkins filled with cream cheese. So I'm looking forward to trying those because they look really tasty. And then, guys, like seriously, you have to... Trying to open this one hand is not ideal. One take. Well, hey, we got in there. But can we just look at the size of these olives? I mean, do they grow olives on steroids? Like, I don't know. But they look so tasty. And the smell is heavenly. So these are just green olives with garlic on them. I love olives. Olives. Anyway, I'm going to end that here, and I'm going to see you tomorrow, bright and early, when we leave. And I look forward to then. Bye!